So since it's on one of my home screens here, and what happens with the HTC Sense is that you get a choice of 7 screens, pre-built ones or customizable ones, and you can just kind of go here real quick. You can click a setting, so you can go to settings, and you can load up your scenes, and so you can choose from, I've got my current one, you can choose from all these different ones, so we'll go to, we'll go to play. And now when I go to the home screen, it changes it around. And now I've got a totally different collection of stuff. So here on play, I've got 7 screens. I've got a blank one, I've got my bookmarks, visual bookmarks, I've got my Twitter, I've got the big clock with a few shortcuts, I've got my music player, my photo album, and the weather. And then I can go back and I can set up a shortcut to this if I want to. I can go to settings, and I can go to personalize, and I can go to scenes, and this time I'll go to social. And my social scene, now it'll load, and it'll give me something totally different. There's my calendar, there's my Twitter, there's my Bluetooth and Wi-Fi controls, and there's my email. So, different looks for different pages, and then you can customize. You can, we'll get rid of the Twitter, and then we'll go in long press, and we'll add the people widget. And 2 choices, 2 styles here, so we'll go with the big one. And so, my favorite people. What's cool about the favorite people widget, or the people widget, I've got my favorites set up. So these are all work people mainly. And it'll give me that little indicator there to tell me how many new communications I have from each person. So I've got 11 communications from John that I need to check, 10 from Tom, none from Andre, he's busy doing the IT stuff, 1 from Doug. And then I can click in on that person, and so I haven't set up my defaults yet for what to do for that action. But for each person, when I set them up as a favorite, I can set up, what's the default action? Is it to call them? Is it to email them, send them a message? How does it work? So definitely pretty cool. A lot of neat functionality there from HTC over your stock Android configuration. Performance-wise, what makes this for me the best Android phone available mainly has to do with the fact that it's a multi-touch capacitive touchscreen. So unlike the G1 or the MyTouch 3G, which are not multi-touch enabled, the HTC, the Sprint Hero, both HTC Heroes, but the Hero is multi-touch enabled. And what's cool about that is not just that you can pinch and zoom and stuff in the browser, which you can. It's a little bit herky-jerky. It's not quite as smooth as a Pre or an iPhone. Overall, the performance of this device, I wouldn't call it laggy, but I would say it's just a beat slower than an iPhone 3GS or a Pre. Love to see, even a newer HTC Android phone with a faster chipset. We hear that the HTC codename Leo Windows Mobile smartphone is going to have the Snapdragon chipset running at a full gigahertz. Love to see that in an Android phone. But so you can, this is a mobile formatted page. It's not going to do it. Let's get to, we'll go to the widescreen keyboard. So what I was going to say, and I'll show you kind of at the same time, is it's not just the pinching and zooming, but also with the keyboard. Typing is just better with multi-touch, especially if you do widescreen 2-thumb typing. The keyboard can just respond to your taps a lot better. A little haptic feedback when I type, and if you're a fast, accurate typist, which I sometimes am, there I'm not, you can definitely go faster on a multi-touch screen than you can on a single touch screen. The screen's a little bit smaller than, say, an iPhone 3GS or any iPhone. And I'm not saying that to compare with iPhone, but just to say that's a larger screen. So when you tip into widescreen mode, or even, I would say a phone like the HTC Touch Diamond 2, or something like that, where you have a wider screen. So when you tip into widescreen mode, you have more room for the QWERTY. Here, it's a little tiny bit cramped. I got used to it pretty well. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But, just a little more cramped than, some of the other leading touchscreen phones on the market. We'll put it like that. Loading up, you saw when I went to load the URL, I had a choice between the browser and the Dolphin Browser. I installed this app called Dolphin Browser just to try it out. I've heard some Android experts say that it's a little bit faster than the stock Android browser. I don't know. It was fine. Not that big of a deal or big of a difference just yet. This phone does support flashlight content online. You can't play Flash games, but you can get to some Flash content, which is cool. Loading up the PhoneDog homepage now. Like I said, voice quality was good. Speakerphone quality was pretty good. It's not the straight talk speakerphone that's in the Touch Pro 2, but it's still pretty good. HTC knows how to make a good phone and, good voice quality in general. So that was pretty good. The music player over stereo Bluetooth or over the 3.5mm headset jack worked very well. All right, so here's the page. Here's the PhoneDog page. We'll let it finish loading. I also like that there's a trackball in addition to the touchscreen. So, you can navigate both ways, and sometimes, especially on web pages, to get to small links, the trackball is a little easier to use. You can see as I'm scrolling around, it's selecting things, highlighting them in green, and that's a nice little touch. We'll use the multi-touch now. And so you can see it works, and it works pretty well. It's just a little bit, that's not bad at all. A little bit herky-jerky as compared to I think, the pre and the iPhone 3GS. The most responsive multi-touch phones that I've tried. But still, this works pretty well. Scrolling works well. Your accelerometer, in Android style, you don't get the fancy animation. It kind of grays out and grays back in. We'll go back to, so you can see, go back to the URL bar so you can see. So you get the widescreen keyboard, and then you also type in portrait mode. No stylus included with this phone. It's a capacitive screen, so you have to get a special stylus to use it, not your regular stylus. I think HTC did a great job with the keyboard. We will go to tutorials over the phone, which is kind of nice. Text prediction options. Let's actually go and create a new message. And I'll just show you real quick here. When you type, you get the autocomplete system. This is HTC. It's a little bit different than the stock Android system, and I think it's really great. If I wanted to make up a word, if I wanted to say the dog, does it know the dog? See, dog saved. You can just add in your words as you go. So NK, I think I've already added NK. Yeah, it knows NK. But I don't know if it knows an MK. No. So there you go. I can just use it. And in that case, it prompted me if I wanted to save it. So we'll go back. Yes, saved. Very nice. Certain other touchscreen smartphones don't have very easily customizable user dictionaries, which is a shame because it's a really nice feature to have. Also, they did a nice job using the long press. If I wanted, instead of the W, I wanted to get to the number 2, I could hit the button that takes me to the numbers and symbols screen, or I could just long press, and then I can choose, and there's the 2. That's what I wanted. Or I could long press and choose something else, like S. Oh, well, I wanted S, I got Y. Anyway, you see the point. Very nice. You get the regular Android stuff as well, the notifications bar, and all the other goodies. So all in all, again, I think it's the best Android phone out there. It's also the phone that I would choose if I was signing up with Sprint right now. I could see some people might want the Palm Pre or the Touch Pro 2 instead, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying for me, I think this would be the way to go because I like Android. There are a lot of apps coming out and everything. Android itself isn't quite as smooth around the edges as WebOS or iPhone OS for that matter. Obviously not, it doesn't have the app catalog that iPhone or, operating systems like Symbian and Windows Mobile and BlackBerry that have been around for a while and had apps, even if not all in one place. It doesn't have all that, but you've got, 6, 7, 8,000 apps now, and it's growing, and with more devices coming out, you'll see more Android apps. That being said, more devices coming out, we should see, in time for the holiday shopping season before too long, Samsung's Android device. Right now it's being called the Instinct Q. I don't know if that'll be the launch name of it, but we should see that coming out on Sprint. We should also see the 2 Motorola Android devices, the Click for T-Mobile and what's now being called the Dow, codenamed Shoals, hitting Verizon. So, also the T-Mobile, the Behold 2, rumored to be an Android phone coming from Samsung to T-Mobile. The T-Mobile Pulse, I think it is. A lot of Android phones coming out. So, I think Android is a really interesting platform. It's evolving. The 1.6 release just came out, not on this phone just yet. Hopefully I'll get that soon and can install it. The 2.0 release rumored to be coming out maybe even before the end of the year. So, lots going on in the Android space. And I think the Hero, again, right now, it's your best bet if you want an Android phone in the US. And I think it's a terrific device. Little performance, if you're coming from an iPhone or a Pre, I said it before, I'll say it again, you might see a little performance slowdown, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. And HTC's done a lot of great work, and I'm sure they'll continue to, build more features and do more stuff and release more updates if they can. They released a firmware update for the unlocked version that definitely has helped with the speed. So there you go. All in all, a big thumbs up. Nice job from HTC and Sprint. It's the Hero. It's going to be available in Sprint stores October 11th, also at Best Buy Mobile and wherever else, you usually can pick up Sprint smartphones. And, for under $200 on contract with rebate, competitively priced with other smartphones, and I think it's a great way to go, unless you really need a hardware keyboard or you just don't want Android. All right, till next time, don't forget, lots more on this and all the other phones on phonedog.com. And on Android phones in particular, over at droiddog.com with our own John Walton, getting his labor of love off the ground. Excited to see that. Till next time, my name is Noah. That's me, the guy on the shiny screen there. Hello. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.